First things first. Happy 4th of July. Any of you that have fur babies, make sure you keep them inside.
We're gonna see how this is gonna go tonight. You guys really might be live when this shit goes down.
Anybody that has fur babies, make sure you keep them inside this evening because they do not like the sound of fireworks.
Yeah. So I got a tank of a dog with a puppy less than 8 months old that is spitting loud noises as it is, and this is first 4th of July. It might be fun. We might have a good show tonight.
Should be interesting. We can say that much.
Yep. Oh wait, oh, I didn't get my menu.
What?
I have my notes. Oh well. Whatever we miss, we'll do it on the next one. I have my notes. That's right. It's nothing present. Just some of this fun stuff. All right. So here we are again. We made it. We made it back for another one. We made it back. God damn it. So we keep pushing it. We made it back. Happy 4th of July, everybody. Who that be? I'm Mike, that guy. This is that gal, Eugenie. Weenie Beanie. Pumpkin Weenie. No. And here we are again. We'll shoot shit for a little bit. Yeah. Keep things on track of podcasting at least once every week. Has it been a week or has it been longer?
It's been a little bit longer this time. Fuck up? We had we had some things going on, so
like a monster.
We had some things going on, so we kind of had to.
Y'all need a meme? What the fuck is that? Okay. All right. Getting old is what that is. It's all right.
Yeah, I don't recommend it.
I don't need to fuck that. So I'm only 26, but that's okay. So we got quite a few agenda pieces of just miscellaneous kind of stuff going on today.
Well, actually, no. I actually titled it the fact that we're going to be talking about nostalgia.
Forgot. Yes, we are going to talk about that. That's the little rant that I want to go on. And it's so fitting with this week. It's the second week of Inside Out 2. Those of you that don't know, I'm one of the last people to see this damn movie. I just saw it last night. But those of you that have not seen it, the character on our little thumbnail, that is nostalgia from Inside Out 2. And I saw her picture and I said, oh, we'll talk about nostalgia because there are things that I want to talk about nostalgia. We'll get into that in a minute. We kind of came up with a little format of our show, kind of starting here, just kind of moving forward. And that is, we got some miscellaneous things we're going to talk about. We talked about starting the whole Wicked project in August. I believe that's good timing to give us a good August, September, October, about 3 months, a good 90 days into the film. And I'm still pretty excited about it. There's been some wavering on how we're going to feel about this once it gets going. But that brings me to
it's still early, so
it hasn't really kicked off yet. We're starting to get a little bit of the tease of what we're going to get ready to expect with this media blitz that's going on. So a couple of things, just to update you on Wicked news, before we get into anything else. The release date has been changed. They have bumped up the release date to a week or 5 days or something to November 22nd, which is is it a Friday? Or is it a Wednesday?
I'm not sure. I think it's I can look really fast. Let's see.
Because if it is the 22nd is on Friday, the movie will be released on the 21st.
22nd.
That evening before.
That is the 22nd is on a Friday. So
as of right now, if you guys want to see the first showing of Wicked, I would plan on the evening of the 21st. Because that seems to follow suit historically of what they do with big releases like this. They do the night before for like promo day. And I learned something today. Did you know those promo screenings for like the night before the midnight? It originally started as midnight screenings and has now trailed all the way to like the day before. The reason they could do that is they don't count that for the overall box office. Those showings, I mean, overall advertisement. They cannot advertise that. And so that's the premiere date of it. Those are just like special screenings that they have to advertise as that, midnight screening, party screening, first look screening. They cannot advertise that as the release date. So according to the motion picture industry, the release date is right now the 22nd, Friday. Everything else is special. But I would plan on the 21st if you want to see it right away. We'll probably see it sometime that weekend, I'm sure.
I would assume they're going to do a midnight showing.
I
Maybe. I don't even know if they do those anymore.
They do. And I would assume for this one, they're especially going to. I would assume they're going to do a 7 o'clock onward showings like they've done before. Because, no, we'll talk about that in a little bit with after this. So that's Wicked's premiere has now changed. There's also the information with this new premiere date came new information from Jerry Maguire, and he is releasing now a Elphaba prequel book that is called Alfie. And it's going to come right out around the same time as the first movie. So here we are, Media Blitz starting. And from what I understand, it is going to be a brand new novel that is set in the times of her birth till she goes to shits. So you're going to get that early childhood stuff. We have seen some flashbacks in that first trailer, or not the preview, but the first theatrical trailer of her as a little girl. So maybe that's where they're going to be pulling some of this information from, is from this book, so we get some flashbacks about. Because it looks like she was abused as a little girl, like bullied and stuff. So I'm sure we're going to hear a lot about that.
Well, they talk about her a little bit in the book, but not. Yeah. They talk about her a little bit as a little girl in the book.
It doesn't go into all that, so I'm sure that's where they're going to be gleaning some of this new information from to make it a 2-hour movie or two-part movie, which is still a bad idea. Anyway, so. That is the news on Wicked. What that has done, the reason why all this has come up is that the industry is looking at the return of the blockbuster season. And Disney has finally given the studios hope that is possible. And basically, Inside Out 2 was the first movie of this year to hit $1 billion. And it hit $1 billion within 12 days. I think it was 12, 13 days. And that has got everybody all in the buzz that, oh my God, Hollywood is back. People are going back to the movies. We can have some more blockbusters again. Here we are. So Universal is banking on Wicked to be another $1 billion movie. And the reason why they put it early, thank God, early for us, is that Moana 2 is going to be released that same Thanksgiving weekend. And so they're separating the two films, and Wicked is just going first in the hopes that they can take in the money that they need to get themselves on the way to the $1 billion prior to Moana 2 opening. That gives them, a week or something. And then that second weekend, they want to be pushed overboard to $1 billion. If Deadpool and Wolverine and Wicked both make $1 billion, the studio's going to go all in that the movies are back. They're already doing like all these special popcorn promotions and all that shit, with all these summer blockbuster movies. So like I saw the Minions today that had the popcorn tins and cups and toys and everything. They're going to go all out, which I think is possibly a knee-jerk decision and possibly a bad decision as of right now, but we'll see. Excitement is palpable. We're a country of.
They may be doing it too early, in my opinion.
Maybe, but we're a country of FOMO. Fear of missing out, and it's a talk of the town is, oh my God, you got to go see this movie. You got to go see this movie. So it will steamroll. Everybody's got to do whatever else is doing in this country. So if they caught a buzz, they're going to start rolling with mega films, and everybody on YouTube and everybody starts talking about it. And oh my God, the movie industry is back. You're going to feed it to the public that it's back. So we'll see. This is going to depend on Wicked. It's going to depend on Deadpool and Wolverine more so, and that opens this month sometime. That opens like in a couple of weeks, or in a week or so. So we'll already know prior to going into Wicked where it's really going to stand. Inside Out 2 may have been just a kind of lightning in a bottle kind of situation, but I think what gave Inside Out 2 additional push that people started thinking really positive about the industry was that Bad Boys 4 did so well. Bad Boys 4 also hit $1 billion, I believe. And for Will Smith's movie, he's back. To hit $1 billion, that's giving a lot of hope to the industry. So, we'll see. See what Ryan Reynolds can do with Deadpool and Hugh Jackman. I'm neither here nor there with it.
I didn't even know there was a new Will Smith movie out.
Yeah, Bad Boys 4.
Tells you how much I know.
Yeah, but we'll see. Wicked is going to be. I've not gone back to the theater since COVID. I saw Black Widow in the theater, and that was it. I've not seen any theatrical film. Wicked will get me back in the theater. I will go see Wicked probably that premiere that night because we're covering it because the excitement's going to be there. Other than that, I used to go to the movies every single week.
Yeah.
I didn't see Spider-Man in the theater. I didn't see Secrets of Dumbledore in the theater. I mean, these major films that meant a lot to me. I watched right here.
Well, this will probably date me, but the last time I was in the theater was my birthday last year.
Yeah.
I went and saw Barbie. which I saw once. I know it was a huge blockbuster. I myself wasn't that impressed, but what can I say? I didn't really grow up with Barbies, but the cast was great.
Well, what?
Barbie, because that was the last movie that I went out that I actually saw in the theater.
Was meta, trying to be meta, too meta. But that was last year, or year before. Last year, was it?
Yeah.
What else? Oh, some movies really quick, because we talked a lot about movies. Last movie that I saw, Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes. If you've not seen it, that's probably going to become my favorite movie of the year. I'm pretty sure it already has been. I've already watched it 3 times. It comes out. I have it legally. It comes out this month for streaming or for rent on.
I believe so.
It's this one is all separated for some reason. They have a separate release for digital. They have a separate release for the Blu-rays. They have a separate release for streaming. Usually, it's more compact together. It's all over the place with this one, and it took a long time for this one to come out.
They're trying to get back to what they used to do,
and it may be successful with it. Mm-hmm. Especially if these films do $1 billion like they think they're going to do. I think that you're going to see some really upset in distribution of stuff until we get back used to it, which is going to do really well for studios like Pixar and these studios that were rushing to put things out on streaming and really lost a lot of money, lost a lot of clout with their films. I think going back to a big event movie, Elio was pushed back like 2 years or something last year, and so I think they're really sitting on a lot of things. Star Wars, we're going to talk about. Oh, Lord. So that's Wicked. That's the movies a little bit, right? I think. So okay. So switching hats. Let's talk Targaryens. I didn't say anything on his head. Yeah, Fire and Blood. All right. We've not talked Fire and Blood yet.
We have not talked about
normally it would be something that we would be like all over every week covering. It's because the return of the channel is such a slow burn. We would be covering Fire and Blood, so we just want to talk about it just for a second. If you've not been watching House of the Dragon, based off George R. R. Martin's Fire and Blood, here's a couple things. First off, it's amazing. It's TV at its finest. It's HBO at its finest, and it is the return of the clout that Game of Thrones, Song of Ice and Fire had prior going into the finale season of Game of Thrones, which is still absolute utter trash. I thought I was going to enjoy it second time. No, forget it. I'm done.
Yes, the excitement of Sunday nights is back now.
Yes, it is. And I've actually, the last 2 episodes of House of the Dragon, I did not do this since COVID. The last 2 episodes of House of the Dragon, I've watched when it aired, like that day. So it's got me excited. Every week, this last week, episode, what were we on, 3?
3.
This last week, I was on the edge of my seat for nothing. It was like, oh my God, they're building up the tension so much, and it's such a slow burn, but it is so anxiety ridden. It's fantastic. The cast is fantastic. The production value is fantastic. Every episode gets bigger. The lands are enriching. You're learning so much more about Song of Ice and Fire. This is the way you do a follow-up show to one of the most successful shows in history. Is you pick a great fucking team, a great production team, a great cast, and you roll with it. However, I do have one complaint about what they've done, and that's the fact that if you've read the novel or you're familiar with the novel at all, Fire and Blood, it basically is like a diary of sorts of one maester's account of the Targaryen history. And he's telling who's who and what's what, going all the way back to before Aegon the Conqueror. And so what we're watching right now on TV is like the back half of the book.
Middle part, yeah.
The middle part of it, but more towards the back than the front end, but in the middle. And so I'm very curious what these. I think it's only 8 episodes. I think.
Is it 8 or 10?
Don't quote me. I
can't. It's either 8 or 10. One of those two.
But don't quote me. I'm curious to see how far this is going to go, because the Blacks and the Greens, if you're familiar with the show, I'm not going to explain it. Blacks and the Greens, if you're familiar with it, their story in the book is only that little middle part. There's stuff that goes on after, and there's a lot of stuff that goes before. I wish they would start at the beginning and told, oh God, no, it's not. It's told Aegon's story. I really do, because I would love to see the Conqueror story, and maybe they will. I think they're going in a fan favorite, George R. R. Martin favorite direction after this. Egg. I've never been a big Duncan Egg fan. However, it has a huge fan base, and it has George R. R. Martin's stamp all over it. So that Duncan Egg exists. It keeps the industry alive. It keeps the franchise alive.
Mm-hmm.
This show is phenomenal. This show, I think, is better, if not as good or better than the early seasons of Game of Thrones.
I agree.
It's fantastic. And I think I'm sorry.
The cast is phenomenal.
The cast is better. As a unit, as the leading stars, this cast has walked circles around some of the cast of Game of Thrones. You know, I'm sorry, their young people were young, and then their new actors, Kit Harington and Amelia Clark. Let's be real. They're not good actors. At least they weren't in the early phases of Game of Thrones. And I can't pick somebody out of House of the Dragon that is on that kind of mediocre level of acting.
Yeah.
Because this cast is masterclass. They're phenomenal.
This cast is all top notch.
Oh,
everyone.
Yeah. And that's where they went right with this show is they took the characters and they slow burned the development of these characters in season 1. It's like they really got you. I remember there's a couple scenes in season 1 with the two girls prior to them splitting up, and they're talking to each other. And the way the production shot is like they draw you in, and you're on. This last episode,
yeah,
they had a scene with Allison. Or was it the episode before? I think it's number 2. They had a scene with Allison, and they were going into her room, and she's pouring water. And there's this close up on the picture, and her servant or whatever pouring water. It goes in, and it kind of pulls up, and there she is. And there was no purpose of it. It served nothing of the beat of that scene, but enriched that scene. So because you were drawn in, you're drawn into the flow of the water. Whoever's doing the production value of this season is phenomenal. When you study film and TV, study this show. It's
yeah,
great.
and with Allison, you have to focus. The reason they do that is you're focusing on her hands because when she's stressed, she picks her cuticles. Yeah, she picks her cuticles.
Yeah. And it's those little details that enrich these characters so much. You know, there's been moments between Rhaenys and Daemon that have been told nothing but through their eyes.
Yeah,
not a single piece of dialogue said. And not Rhaenys, Rhaenyra. And you can absolutely understand a full conversation that's going on, and not a word is said. This is the top of TV right now. Absolutely top of TV. We know that this franchise can blow it. I hope they don't with this story. I think they're keeping it concise. They're keeping it to about 4 seasons. We're going to start seeing some big water cooler moments happening soon.
Yeah.
If you don't know the book, there's some characters. The dragons, the budget that they're putting into these things is, thank God for Game of Thrones that developed the technology for those dragons, because they're not holding back on any of the dragons here. There's still a lot more to be introduced, a whole lot more to be introduced. And that's what the whole crux of the show is. Who's writing who and why that's important to the dance. Because that's what history has called this war, is the dance with dragons, because they look like they were dancing in the sky when they go to war. So it's amazing.
If you haven't read the book, I do recommend it.
Yeah.
So you can get some backstory. Because if you do that, then it's a little easier to follow the show. There are some changes that they do, but they're minor.
Yeah. I haven't read it. I'm familiar with it, but I haven't read it. I'm going to read it after this season wraps up, because I wasn't even aware going into it. They were telling all Aegon's stories and stuff. So I wanted to read it based off of the Greens and the Blacks. It's way into the book, so I'll read it when it's done, or listen to it or something. But we will be talking about this show more, I'm sure, especially when these big water cooler moments start happening, and we need to stay on top of it like everybody else is going to, and just really talk about it. So it's going to be getting very exciting. I think season 3 is going to be like the war of this, because this season has been prompted as it's the lead up.
We're building up. We're building up to the war right now.
Yeah. And what they're doing so nice with this build up is it is so anxious. It's so anxiety ridden. You're like I was on the edge of my seat just waiting for the fall off the cliff, and nothing happened. But you're just waiting for it to fall off the cliff. It's incredible. It's absolutely incredible. And this is the first show since before the final season of Game of Thrones. I've watched these episodes again after it was done. To really guys. So it's back. This show is back, and it's pretty exciting. So Comic-Con, I don't know what they're going to do at Comic-Con, San Diego Comic-Con this year. For HBO usually presented a big event for Game of Thrones every year, outside downtown, and it was always a big deal. So if anybody's going out to Comic-Con this year, or I'll be following the coverage, so I'll let
Right.
you know, with freebies and merch and stuff like that, what they're doing for it. I hope they make a presence, because it was so exciting every year for it, and they need to build that excitement up for this franchise again. And Marvel's going to be back at Comic-Con this year. If you've had a history with Comic-Con or big summer conventions, this year's Comic-Con is going to mark the return of Comic-Con.
Mm-hmm.
It's been very different the last couple of years, and different businesses that pulled out. They didn't want to travel. They didn't want to move their stuff. There's a lot of things that you buy online instead of going there. Everything that I've heard about it seems like all the Comic-Cons I've gone in the past. You're going to be able to pick up all your merch there. They sold out tickets. There's big college panels and everything. So if you want to follow the Comic-Con coverage, I'll be putting links and stuff later as in the month when it starts getting the thing. It's bound to be an exciting Comic-Con. And I think that's what they're trying to build this year. They're trying to build the pre-COVID excitement back in pop culture, which is going to bring us to this nostalgia conversation, which is when that's our big topic. So I'm so fucking long-winded. Basically, the format of the show, if you didn't figure it out yet, we're going to talk a little mix and match in the beginning.
Yeah.
Kind of what's hot this week, just whatever, catch up, whatever we need to. And then we're going to do some reviews, unboxings, doodads, whatever. And then we have then we're going to present a question at the end, and that's going to be our discussion. And we're encouraging people, as the weeks go and our show kind of rebuilds, is we will present to you guys the question, and we want to have a discussion about it. So if you guys, starting next week, you guys will know the question in advance. And if anybody wants to pop on and in the comments and respond to the question, and we'll talk about it. We want you guys to be involved in the conversation. That's what Snax has always been about, joining the conversation. So this we didn't present it before, but this week's question is nostalgia. What is it, and has it gone too far? And we'll discuss the meaning of that. But we're still in the unboxing phase. So I got a couple of surprises this week, because I'm always going to have doodads and surprises. And the first one is going to be a new friend of the show on a pretty regular basis, because I'm excited. And that is Milan!
Lord.
Fucking Milan! This Mulan is strange. She don't look like her. You an imposter. She don't look like her. But
she's kind of cute.
She got a little sparkly dress.
Aww.
And she was found at the register. I've been looking for weeks, because they have all these Disney princess lined. They have all these bitches all lined up. They don't have a Mulan. You won't say it again.
Okay, can you give the people the backstory on why you say it the way you say it?
Okay, so this goes to Margaret Cho. We've taken Margaret Cho for it. Margaret Cho, when she does her stand-up, we used to watch Margaret Cho all the time, her stand-up comedy. Her mother would call her Mulan. And the way she would present it in her stand-up, if you've never seen it, it's hilarious. She would present it as Mulan every time she said her name. And when the movie came out, I just kept saying it. It just became a habit that when that name comes on, you have to scream it. I've screamed it in stores, scaring the fuck out of people. It's funny. It's just a thing. Get used to it, because she's gonna be around. She's an imposter. Okay. They have different sizes and different shapes and everything of all these Disney princesses. I'll start a collection. All right. So the next surprise is something that I should have brought up during the movie talk, because it was released this week, and that is here is the Minions for the just the banana boat one. In case you didn't know, Despicable Me started in theater.
Is that the banana car?
Banana, yeah, I'll go through the characters. This is a banana car. Minions started this week, last week.
I think so.
It's out. I think it's out. And Lego about a month or so ago, I guess. Lego released. They've had Minions in the past. They had a whole when Minions Rise of Gru. That's right.
Yeah.
Minions The Rise of Gru. When that movie came out, they did their first Minions line, and we got a couple of those. Done got a couple of those that year. I think some, and they're cute. I love the little minifigures of it. They're so funny. And then Minions 4, Despicable Me 4 is coming out now, and they have 4 sets that are now Lego, and they're cute. They're adorable. I think I may get the other ones in time.
Yeah.
There's a house. There's Gru's house. I love that set. It's really cute. The pieces are great. And then there's the party bus. I believe in
Yeah.
all many characters, a little dance party bus. And then there's this Lego is on a big trip, huge trip about build characters. And they're starting to do it for everything. There's going to be Lion King ones, or there's Lion King ones. There's Star Wars ones. There's that C-3PO looks great. Star Wars ones. There's it does, but it doesn't go with my R2. It goes with the new R2. Fuck that. There's all sorts of ones. There's going to be Wicked ones. There's going to be Alphabet and Glinda Wicked ones. Whatever.
Yep.
They have many. I'm not getting that.
I'm a huge Minion fan.
Yeah, I'm not going to get the Minions built, guys. I'm just going to get it for the minifigures. So expect to see some of these others pop up in the show because they're funny. This one, I don't know their names. Anyway, my impression, I know nothing. I haven't even finished watching all the movies. I think these guys are funny. But my impression of this particular film is that it's going to be like a superhero-based type thing. And I think these guys get into something or is given something that turned them into superheroes. They get superpowers because they resemble Marvel characters to me. You know, like you have the big strong one. There's one that has elastic arms like Fantastic Four. And so that's what is going on here. But these guys here, I think is kind of prior to
the big ones are called in the new movie, they're called Mega Minions.
Yeah, Mega Minions that have the power. So this is the one that turns into like the Thing, I think. No, they only got one. I don't know. There's gonna be a big one like the Thing, like a rock guy. It's one like Mr. Fantastic, very Fantastic Four kind of thing. But we got this one is a painter in this little set. He's got a little art thing of a banana. Okay, you see?
Yeah.
And he's my favorite because he's funny with one eye. There's the big one that I think is just atrocious. I think that guy's funky. I hate these big fat ones. This guy is funny because what was he doing? Oh, he's got a workout. What is this on the table? And it's not an egg. Because it's part of the workout station. It's part of the workout station. Is it sweat?
Maybe.
Because it's like, where'd it go? Don't fall. See? You're using the egg piece, but it's part of the workout station. Because each one will have a little build. Yeah. It's part of the workout station of this big strong one. He's got a dumbbell and all that shit. Or barbell. Then there's this guy, which is really funny. I forget their names. So if y'all know their names, mention in the comments.
See, this is how much I love Minions.
Where they at.
Here's my chat.
Yeah. I don't know their names. All three of these are on here, aren't they?
Yeah.
Yeah.
These three, I believe, are.
This one's not.
Kevin, Bob, and Stuart.
Well, here's Stuart, right? And then where's the one I won? There's the one I won. I don't think the two-eyed one is on here. I think he's in the other set. Why is this camera all weird? Okay. I get used to that. So anyway, I like the one I won, whatever his name is. He's funny. But now Kevin, he's got this little build. This got like this little robot kind of thing. And he put his little hat on. And he changed the eyes. I'm not going to change them now. He changed the eyes to these. Those little goggles. Mm-hmm. And then he can fly with his head. It's kind of funny. It's weird. Okay.
Yeah, I've had an obsession with them since the first movie.
They got little plunger guns and everything. Yeah, they're funny. I've not really gotten into them until lately. And watching them just really puts a smile on my face. It really cracks me up. Like, I can't do it in large doses, but I'm gonna watch them tonight. Watch another one tonight. And this one is weird. This is the whole purpose of the set. Is this banana car? I don't know if it's gonna be in the film or not, if it's just a Lego thing, but this thing, I think, is horribly designed.
Bananas are big. Bananas are big for the Minions.
This thing is a disaster. Basically, it's because the way it's built. And first off, that piece that he's standing on, I added this piece because they make a car. I'm gonna do this. They make a car that the Minions don't fit in.
That doesn't make any sense.
No, it was dumb. It was like they can't sit in there because all their accessories and stuff that's on them, it all like pops off. I don't know who. Oh, this is that other one, the two-eyed one, I guess. Huh. But so I put a little piece of these on there.
I know of three of them. There's Kevin, Stuart, and Bob for sure.
There's Kevin. Oh, I gotta get the polybag. So there's another polybag this year. There's got another character in there. But yeah, there's a whole bunch of Minions this time around. So I'm gonna try and collect all the little minifigures, and we'll go through them. I'll find their names next week if you're not familiar with them. So many Minions fans out there going, "This guy's a fucking idiot." But that's the banana boat. Cute $20 set.
It's not a boat; it's a car.
Yeah, car. Now, don't be fooled, because Lego is doing some shady shit with pricing, and then the stores are doing on top of that even shadier shit with pricing. And this set really opened my eyes to it, because this set originally was going to be a $20 set. You can't find it at retail under 25, and I've seen it as high as 35 at retail. And I'm like, I thought Lego used to have a rule that all prices were the same. In every region, you could not undercut or above cut Lego. That shit ain't happening no more. It's weird.
Things have
So be careful with your pricing out there.
Things have been different ever since COVID.
Yeah, be careful with your pricing out there. Like, if you're a Lego collector or any action figure collecting or whatever you collect, be careful, because with factories and franchise fees and things like that, people are gouging people. People are ripping people off with money and stuff. And some of these companies, and I'll get on this rant later on another show. When is enough is enough?
Yeah.
I think we're getting there with certain things. I'm getting there with certain aspects of Lego. You have to draw the line with your wallet. And if you are one of a million that draws the line, at least you spoke your mind. 1 of a million. That is the only way these companies are going to listen and do anything about it. Yes, you're going to do without. And yes, you're going to miss out on some stuff. But if you're done at certain levels of paying certain prices, don't pay for it. Don't go buy it from another retailer. Don't go buy it.
You have to show.
You have to show with your wallet. That's the only way. And I'm there with certain franchises with Lego. I'm not going to pay certain prices for things. I think a lot of the YouTubers with Lego are getting to that point. And that's the only way we're going to tell Lego or Hasbro or whoever you collect, if you're a collector, enough is enough. Yes, there has been inflation. Yes, prices have gone up. But now we are past that. We are past the inflation piece. And now we're into, they're taking advantage of us in certain ways. And I'll bring up one example before we go into the last thing. And that is franchise fees. With collecting market, they're using the excuse of franchise fees in a lot of things that drive up prices. The price of Lego Harry Potter, the price of Lego Star Wars is just laughable now. It's absolutely ridiculous. And I was walking down the food aisle, and this is what made me thought of this conversation. I'm walking down the food aisle, and I see some foods, Snax or something or other, that had a Mickey Mouse version of, your goldfish. Mickey Mouse goldfish, Grogu, Star Wars goldfish, and regular goldfish, and then gay goldfish, all the same price. So how is it that food and other marketable stuff can present Star Wars and present Mickey Mouse and it not be 10 times more expensive than the bag of goldfish that's sitting right next to? Because that's what's happening in the collecting market, is you have a little set that maybe has 300 pieces in it, which should normally be about $20.
Yeah.
And you have a Star Wars set with the same amount of pieces in it, and it's like $50. Why is that so in Lego or merchandise than it is in food? Same licensing fee. I think companies are using licensing fees as an excuse. They should be factoring that in their overall budget across the board. If you have a licensing fee for Star Wars, it should be licensed through all of their franchises. You know, raise Botanical 2 cents, raise City 2 cents, even across the board, and stop, because collectors of Star Wars, people are outpriced now in really stupid ways.
It's not just happening with Lego either. It's happening everywhere. Even in the diamond painting community that I'm a big part of, the licensed diamond paintings that I get, the Harry Potter ones, because you're paying for the license itself, are twice as much as any other painting.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. It's obnoxious, is what it is. It's like, if you have that licensing fee already paid for, why are you driving it home to people that's paying for the license? I understand you need to do a markup because licensing fee charges you copyright. I get it. But what they're charging, I bet you if you do the math, they're making a profit off of licensing fees as their excuse. They've never done it before. Sets have never been across the board 3 times, 4 times, 5 times more expensive than another set in Lego. So they would other diamond paintings, Hasbro, whatever. It's like they had these things that were expensive, but they weren't this particular thing, way more than this particular thing. I think they're outpricing a lot of kids. I think they're outpricing a lot of people that are the reason these companies exist. So bringing back to my rant is, if you've reached your limit, stick to your guns. It may take a couple years. You may be out of the hobby forever, but at least you spoke your mind, stood up to your, your own oomph to say enough is enough. And I'll go through Lego stuff later to show you where I've reached enough is enough. And I am speaking with my wallet. I don't spend the same way I do anymore because yes, I don't have the money a lot, but again, I won't. There is a line for me. I do have a line, and
Well, I have
do
a line.
when enough is enough.
I have a line. I won't get anything unless I get it on sale.
And or clearance.
Mm-hmm.
And even that, you got to look at how they do clearance and where that money's going, and is it going to help lower prices? Who knows? One thing I pride myself is I'm not a hypocrite. If I must sit around and bitch tirelessly about something, I'm going to do my part. It hurts. It sucks, but it's the only thing. It's the only defense we have because nothing will change if everybody just keeps buying it. Nothing. And here we are, years later, prices are the way they are. And the COVID excuse, we're past the 2 years now. The inflation of COVID excuse, you can't keep using that now. We're past that. Now we're paying for post that, So that's that. One more item that we'll talk about our topic of the day, which we cut. And here we go. All right.
Oh, you got the new one.
Yep. This week's wands, we're doing in case you haven't been on our show, I collect Harry Potter wands. I have a full collection. Our last iteration of Snax, I went through showing all the character wands. And now I've missed the boat on these mystery wands because they're toys. And I thought I bought one. Honestly, I thought it was funny. So we're going to collect a few of these. Not all of them. A few of them. I love these packages. I'm a package whore. And oh my God, this packaging is great. I'm going to figure out how to open them.
Yep.
It's great. So these are mystery wands. They all come with a little artifact, magical artifact, like one of the Horcruxes or something, and that goes along with that character in the movie or in the books. And they're fun. It's just for fun. They're on clearance right now at Walmart. If you have a Walmart near you, who doesn't? Walmart sucks, but you gotta go. I hope this one hadn't been opened. A lot of tape on here.
All right. Well, he's opening that up. I wanted to remind anyone, if you like what we're talking about and you want to know more, please remember to like and subscribe to the channel.
Do a little dance.
You never miss when we come back. That's just something that we need to do with YouTube, just to keep ourselves relevant. If you like what you see, please leave a like on the stream. I appreciate that.
This could mean
else. What?
Yep. There's a point that I want to make, and I was like, they can go into nostalgia talk about YouTube. So make a little love, shake a little dance, shake a chicken, stand on your head, do whatever the YouTube wants you to do. Whatever she says, do.
Whatever I say.
I think it's ridiculous, but I will always say that. YouTube is ridiculous. They tell you, they want you to make an algorithm. Form an algorithm. So we'll play by the rules.
We're basically doing this so that we can interact with all of you.
What I would like is comment.
Yes.
Say something. Say something witty. Say something intelligent. Say something that would provoke thought. And here we are. That's why I exist. And I think that helps too. The algorithm of YouTube. I don't know. I'm pretending that I know. I don't know. But do something. Whatever she says to do.
Well, the more interaction that we get with the channel, the better it is for everyone.
Yeah. Better it is for me and for my ego. Pump my ego. Make me feel relevant again. Oh, God, I think this
Are you having problems?
No, I think it was open. Fire. Got herself a ghetto Walmart return. Okay, let's see here. Oh. This is fun. This is a good one. We got drumroll, please.
Ooh, Draco.
One of my favorite ones in the collection. So his artifact is going to be the Vanishing Cabinet, and that he goes into in book 5, I think. Oh, I'm not practicing. I watch Harry Potter. Yeah, book 5, where he ends up going back to book 6, Diagon Alley. He actually goes. They introduce the Vanishing Cabinet in one of the early books, book 3 and book 4, and then in book 6 it becomes relevant with them setting up for him to kill Dumbledore. Fucking Draco. But this is one of the I consider. There's 4 ones that I consider important ones to the lore that change everything, and Draco's is one of them. Because this is the wand that kills Albus Dumbledore. It was Draco's wand. He was one that raised it to Dumbledore the night that Dumbledore died. Snape took Draco's wand, kills Dumbledore with it, and Harry ends up at Malfoy Manor after they battled everything after Dobby's death. Before Dobby's death, when that happens, Harry ends up stealing the wands from the Malfoys, including his one, meaning he becomes the owner of this one. They killed Dumbledore. Dumbledore was the owner of the Elder Wand. Therefore, Harry's the owner of the Elder Wand. So, a little confusing, but it plays out right. So, Harry's wand, Draco's wand, the Elder Wand, and Voldemort's wand, I consider the 4 important wands at that end battle. So, there it is. Very nice. So, that's this one. And like I said, they all come with a little medallion and a little artifact piece. I'm not going to set it all up, but it's really neat. There's the vanishing cabinet. That was a good little thing pick for Draco. That
nice.
It's significant to him. Yeah. Oh wait, that's just the crest. There's the vanishing cabinet. This little thing. Excuse me. Yeah, that's the little thing. So there you go. I like this. I like the toyetic. They're not too toy. They're quite similar to the actual wands. They're usually a bit stumpier and fatter. But they're very close, and they got a good weight to them, a good kind of feel to them. Like little kids could swing them around. You could bang on these and stuff, and not worry about destroying a $40 expensive proper replica one. And they're fun because I'm a whore for blind box shit. I tell you, I could get into some stupid shit with money with blind box. I'm like, well, let's get a mini grocery store.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Luckily, I talked you out of that one.
So this is fun for once a week. Expect this series to relatively, I think, every week continue if I can. If I can't, don't miss it. It's just silly. It's just fun. So there you go. Okay. So that was this week's. Now I know how it all goes in here.
Yep.
Okay, good. And I'll set that up later. Okay, now. So that was all of the little mix and match and unboxing and fun that we had for now. So now let's get to the question of the week. Nostalgia. What is nostalgia? Has nostalgia gone too far? And why did I bring up this conversation? The reason I bring up this conversation is to be the answer to the question for myself, and then you can answer the question too. Nostalgia has gone way too far. Nostalgia now is damaging people's lives, and it's not a joke anymore. It's not funny anymore. And I'll explain. But what nostalgia is nostalgia is, if you don't know what the word means, nostalgia is you reinvent something or you reintroduce something in your life that was a feel good or a good memory or a good whatever in your earlier life. So the reason why I bring this up is pop culture. Yeah. In pop culture, we have things that we did as children. And we grew up in the 80s. The 80s was a generation of wealth and got to have it all. FOMO was introduced in the 80s. FOMO is fear of missing out. Yep. And checklists, Star Wars. Back of every Star Wars card had a checklist and a number, and you had to have them all, and you had more than your friends. You check off the list. Baseball cards was kind of the bubblegum cards were kind of the pre-invention of that. And like for me, I have an example of my nostalgia. G.I. Joe is back in the biggest of ways. It's one of the best franchises to be involved in right now with the action figures and the compendium. We'll talk about the compendium later in the day of the comics that I grew up with as a kid coming out. All this fantastic stuff. I'm all in on that because in really difficult parts of my life, probably the most difficult parts of my life as a child, G.I. Joe was the best part of my life because it was my escape. And I remember all the good feelings around it. And so reinventing these action figures and taller figures and everything, it's all that good memory coming back. And but I asked myself, what is the memory? These new action figures? No, that's just triggering a memory. So what we've done in my generation, because my generation is at fault, 100%, because we are the ones making these things now. We are the ones making the toys. We are the ones making the lists. We are the ones making the movies. And we're doing everything we can to reinvent our childhood. And what I've always said about this, what I always bitch about this is it's still there.
Yeah.
We don't have to reinvent the wheel. We don't have to put out new action figures. We don't have to purchase and buy all this shit. We don't have to make a new movie. It never works.
No.
Go back to if you are a Harry Potter fan and you want the nostalgia of reading those books for the first time, go read the books.
Yeah, the books are still there.
If you want to watch those first movies that were magical, so you go watch the movies, they're still there. Star Wars 1977, go watch the original film. Guess what? The original theatrical films exist. I'll show you what copies they are. If that's the magic you want, go watch those. You don't have to reinvent it. And Star Wars is one of the biggest reasons. Star Wars and G.I. Joe, why I bring this up. What happened in G.I. Joe was an individual, so it's different than this nostalgia talk. But what happened in G.I. Joe was an individual started making people's lives miserable. And YouTube, if you're listening, don't shut me down, but if you're listening, your policy on copyright stuff has gone too far. Because here's what YouTube's policy is, from the best I understand it. If somebody reports you for using their content or public photos, like of an action figure that Hasbro releases, as copyrighted material, YouTube will automatically strike your channel. There is no proving your innocence. There is no follow-up that's easy to do. Certain number of strikes, they eliminate your channel. And this is what happened in the G.I. Joe community, is this one bad seed started going around and spending all of his time reporting all these channels, and they got shut down. You know, hundreds of thousands of subscribers and lifetime work, it left a very negative egg in G.I. Joe. And all of this exists because we wanted to reinvent the G.I. Joe wheel and become a big community, because we all want to relive that. If that didn't exist, we wouldn't have this, but that's neither here nor there. Star Wars is the reason I bring up this question, because Star Wars has gotten ugly, and it's no longer, it's not funny anymore. And that's because the direction that Star Wars has gone in, yes, has divided the fandom, but now it's divided the fandom in the most ugly of ways, and it's become destructive for people. And it's become intolerant of people. We're bringing racism into it. We're bringing homophobia into it. We're bringing, gender equality into it. We have a woman who was the personal assistant of Harvey Weinstein, who was set up all these meetings with all these women who got abused by Harvey Weinstein, is now in charge of this brand new show that's causing all this controversy for Disney. And first off, that's unacceptable. Why she's still in the industry is beyond me. These people from Star Wars and Lucasfilm are publicly making fun of the fans, denouncing the fans, telling the fans how stupid they are. They don't understand Star Wars. This is a woman's Star Wars now. It doesn't belong to us anymore. Never belonged to us in the first place. And the war is brewing. And sadly, here's where the other side goes wrong. They're not speaking with their wallet, and they're not speaking with their time. Everybody's still watching this nonsense. Everybody's still buying this product. Everybody's still supporting with their money the nonsense that they're bitching about.
Yeah.
And why are they doing that now? Because it's fun to bitch about it. And I don't think it's fun when you get these actors, like the girl that plays the lead character. She plays twins in the Acolyte show. That's out right now. Is causing all this controversy. She's made a song. She's a rapper or a musician. She made a song basically denouncing Star Wars fans on a show she's trying to promote, because they feel that they have that power. And when is going to be the breaking point? I don't think we're anywhere near it. And I think people are going to start getting hurt. People are already losing money. They're already losing livelihoods. They're already losing stuff. And that's what brings back to the question, why are we in this spot? And we're in this spot for many reasons. But the biggest reason is nostalgia. We want Star Wars to continue so bad. We want a new material so bad that we are now allowed to look at this Disney crap and it still have the Star Wars brand name on it and think, well, it's Star Wars. I got to be involved in this stuff. No, you don't.
No.
If you hate it, don't watch it. If you hate it, don't buy the merchandise. To send a clear message to Disney and to Lucasfilm that their garbage that they're issuing out is nonsense to you and you're not supporting it. If you hate it. If you like it, watch it. I'm watching Acolyte because I think the show's interesting. Is it great? No. It's interesting to me. I'm not getting involved in the drama, except for to bring it to people's light to say, if you follow any of the drama, don't participate in it. Yeah. Don't get in a war with another YouTuber just sit there and say, my side is right, my side is wrong. We live in a nation now this is like the 30s and the 40s, we really established a 50-50 nation. And in a 50-50 anything, one side will eventually break because you're never going to come to unity. Never. Because when you get in a 50-50 about anything, you are now no longer supporting your side. You are existing to go against the other side. It's historical. It goes all the way back to forever. And that's where we are with everything now, including this nonsense. There's nonsense on YouTube about let me destroy another person's channel, another person's livelihood because you don't like what their viewpoint is.
If you don't like it, don't watch.
Exactly. And that's where we're at with this nostalgia stuff. All this content I follow has been all around stuff of my childhood that I wanted to feel good about. And it's ugly. It's so ugly. One community that I follow that I tell you is one of the kindest, most inclusive community I've ever been involved with. That's the Transformers community. So you guys out there that are part of the Transformers community, good on you. Good on you for creating such a welcoming environment and not just dissing other people's thoughts and not really, playing the negative game. Star Wars, people need to be ashamed of yourself. I followed Star Wars as I saw as a kid. I want no part of it. I want no part of that fandom anymore. And it's not because I don't love Star Wars. I can love it right here in my own house for myself. I don't want any part of the toxicity of that fandom. G.I. Joe, that was an individual that caused all these problems. G.I. Joe's fandom is still fantastic. What they've done with this compendium coming out is historic. And I applaud everybody for being part of it. And I'll go over that as it gets closer to the compendium's release. Lego is getting just as toxic. But I think Lego's getting toxic not because of its fandom. I think Lego's getting toxic because of Lego and what the Lego group is doing to their own products. And let Lego make their own mistakes. But again, why do we have to relive everything that we loved as a child when we live in a day and age where it's all still available to us? It's all still there. If I want to watch Lace, an 80s miniseries that is near and dear to my heart, I can put the DVD on and watch it. I don't have to remember time and go in and remake the movie and do a big show about it. Put the DVD in. Speaking of Star Wars, let me show you what Star Wars is about. If you really want to remember your Star Wars, Star Wars to me, I think, is those 3 movies and the Phantom Menace. Yeah, that's what my memory is, and I'm gonna leave it at that. Long
yes, I'm a follower of the 3 original movies and the prequels. Not a big fan of the new ones. Not a big fan of the last 3.
But again, it will continue as long as people keep buying into it. That's all I'm saying. So this release, you can still get it on eBay. You can still find it in secondary stores, wherever on DVD release. If you see this box set that has these covers, it's the only place that you can find, besides downloading it, the original theatrical cuts of the films that do not have any special additions to it. Like Star Wars, there's a disc in here that has the original theatrical film. It doesn't say New Hope on it. It's the original crawl. There's no special Greedo shot first. There's no Jabba. There's no nothing. It's the original film. These are what the discs look like. They have an old school movie poster on each of the discs. And it's for the first 3 movies. Have these special editions, generation, whatever this generation is.
Yeah.
And then original films on there. They are still out there.
They're still available.
And they're still available in secondary stores and eBay and stuff like that. If you want to go, I don't know how expensive they are. I'll have to look that up. But the reason why I bring these up, if you want your childhood, it's right here in my hand. You don't have to watch Disney Plus's version of this. You don't have to watch George Lucas' special edition of this. His original cuts that everybody seems to be beholden to, they're right here. Don't fight and ruin people's lives over something you thought you remembered a certain way or you want to feel a certain way. Put them in and feel a certain way. In your own memory, your own thing. Our generation, that generation of excess, has really gone too far. And I'm part of that generation. Okay.
So that's we're both part of that generation.
Yeah. That's my rant about nostalgia, and I just bring it up because we talk about this all the time. Me and her, it's like every week there's something else coming out that has something to do with our childhood. Like I never thought I would be in the position in the community of G.I. Joe that I'm in now. That became now a memory for me and a feel-good moment for me, and it's blown out of control. It's huge and in the most biggest way of action figure collecting. And I started thinking about it. It's like, is this getting ready to go too far? I hope not. But it went too far in the sense that people are negative, trying to ruin other people's channel. Now that YouTube, do something about that shit. Seriously, YouTube, stop fucking condemning people before they have a chance to prove themselves. We live in a world that is innocent until proven guilty. You're not allowing these people to prove anything. And you're ruining lives. It's hard enough financially as it is. Some of these YouTubers that depend on this money for their family and are just, you're reported, you have so many strikes. Somebody can report us now.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what they say. Copyright material. Oh, maybe showing those DVDs having copyright material. Who knows? But it's that easy. Stop doing it. Stop looking to yourself. Go. What do I always say? Go talk to the man in the mirror. Go meet him. Go tell him that you want to take somebody's YouTube channel down. Go tell somebody you want to take food out of his baby or his wife's dinner table, and ask him why. Because you're a piece of shit. Ask him if you can change. Don't look outward. Look inward. Preach.
Yep.
That's my rant. Some of these will be rants. Some of these will be great discussions. We have questions about it. But I like to bring these things up because there are certain humanity things that I live my life by. One of them is respect. And I think we've gone to a really dark place. I think we're getting ready to go to some really dark places in the world. So let's gear up. Let's go. Before shit goes down, go meet the person in the mirror. Go talk to them first. Find out who you want to be. Find out what kind of place you want to be in society. And live by it. Yeah. There's nothing wrong with it. Speak with your wallet. Don't be a hypocrite. Donate to me. I'll take your money. If that's what you want to do.
I have nothing against nostalgia, but there has to be a limit to how much.
I just think that with nostalgia as a collective community, and I'm with the worst. Here I am being a hypocrite. Say don't be a hypocrite. I am. I'm the worst at going out and buying all this crap and merchandise and reliving through nostalgia. But I'm also a person that can recognize that I don't need any of this stuff. That the memories that I had through these certain franchises are always going to be there. Like with G.I. Joe, I was thinking about those memories, and I was like, I could pull up my old G.I. Joe comics and read those because that's what G.I. Joe was to me at the time. It was a comics, not the TV show. And I'd have the exact same feeling, regardless how many 6-inch classified figures I have, or regardless of new comics or whatever. But hypocrite aside, I am a collector. I have that disease. I have that bug. And so I need to check off the list. I need to get the FOMO and all that stuff. That's something I probably need to work on for myself. I need to go talk to the man in the mirror, realize where I'm at exactly in this life, and decide what's important, and start speaking with my own wallet, because I am a big collector. I've done better. I've drawn the line. We'll go through later about drawing the line with Lego and things like that, because there is a line for me, and I've reached it. But at the same time, if we self-recognize, I think you can make a little bit of a difference. If we all make a little bit of a difference, it'd be a big difference. Preach.
Mm-hmm. My biggest problem is the remaking of all the classic movies. We don't have to do that. We have them already.
Oh, wait till we get into next year in that damn Harry Potter show. And it saddens me to death that these big YouTubers and big Instagram personalities that are big in the Potter community, because I've gotten the chance to follow and watch a lot of them, are so excited about this show coming out. Granted, it's HBO. Maybe it's going to be the greatest thing that ever happened. To me, don't touch it.
Yeah, it's perfectly
I'm not going to support it.
It's perfect the way it is.
Yeah, I'm not going to support this in this generation, in my generation, of this show that is going to change the outlook. And everyone's like, oh, you're overreacting. No, I'm not. Alan Rickman, Robbie Coltrane, these people who are now dead and deceased that created these characters iconically are just going to be replaced by HBO's version. I don't want to. I love these performances so much that I don't want to accept that. And everyone's like, well, it's different things. Look at a different medium. That's not the point. The point is they're so easily ready to replace these people and create it again. It's too soon. Those people are. Those kids that were in those movies are adults now, and they're still alive. They're still well, and the theme parks are all themed after those movies. Everything is still there, presenting those movies as the masterpieces that they are.
Mm-hmm.
We don't need it again. You have a million other things in J.K. Rowling's repertoire to tell. The founders of Hogwarts, tell the about the Marauders, tell whatever you want to tell. Why are you redoing everything you did? And for how many years now? It's gonna be like another 7 years of this shit because it was gonna be one season. I think nostalgia going too far. And I think it's really gonna divide the Potter community. It could be the best thing on the planet. It could be wonderful. It still doesn't negate, like, for example, there's another Downton Abbey movie coming out, and I don't have anything against it, and I will see it. I do have a feeling that it's gonna be kind of sad watching it without Maggie, because her character died in the last film, and she's not coming back in this film. That's in that fictional sense. It's gonna feel the same way with these actors of Potter that are now gone. There's a lot of them that are gone now, and I can't see somebody else walking on the screen as Snape. I can't see somebody else walking on the screen as Hagrid. I can't see somebody walking on the screen as Dumbledore, or as, even though they had to with the first couple movies, but even the Dumbledore now, or Mr. Dursley, or many seasoned British actors that iconically made, like for example, look at big franchises like Star Wars. Would you redo A New Hope and have a whole different set of actors? It's dumb. Stop fucking with it.
Yeah. Come up with original ideas of your own.
And part of the writer's strike, and that I thought they made a really good point, was their jobs are being taken from them as creators and as artistic people with these AI programs that can just generate nonsense to immediately make money and go on the screen. And where's the creativity's gone? Where's the original ideas gone? Nobody's taking a risk on original ideas anymore because of COVID and all that shit that everybody's just thinking as an excuse. Nobody wants to take the risk. You can't have another Harry Potter series just restriking lightning in a bottle twice. It doesn't happen. It never happens. You're not going to get the same effect that you had the first time around. Show me a franchise that did it. Nobody has done it. And how far do we go? Are we going to remake Gone with the Wind now? Are we going to remake Wizard of Oz because Wicked's coming out? Are we going to remake, God forbid, Back to the Future? With the moment Michael J. Fox dies, are we going to redo Back to the Future? They're setting precedent with doing the Broadway show. Are they going to make that Broadway show a movie? And that gives them license to redo Back to the Future? Just saying.
Like we were saying before, there has to be a limit to how far they can take this.
And you know what? If I wasn't a hypocrite, because I am in certain times, but if I was a hypocrite, I would say the limit is none. If it's already been done, leave it alone. If it's classic and it's iconic, leave it alone. And if they didn't remake it, we wouldn't be having this discussion. And I think that Inside Out, you can make sequels and prequels and take your franchises in new directions any way you want to. Don't redo shit. Don't remake it. All that fucking horror film when we went into that phase of it. Let's redo Halloween and redo. Why? Did any of them make any money? I don't think so. Could be wrong.
Yeah.
I don't know. So that's the wrap for today. I'll go out and fucking watch Acolyte next week, and but do better. I'm gonna go talk to the man in the mirror. I'm gonna say, "What up?" All right.
Now, if there's anything that you guys want to talk about, leave it for us down in the comments, and we will discuss it. Because we want to get you guys involved.
Yeah, so join us. Spread the word. We have not looked at we don't have anybody on here right now. We're just getting ourselves out there again. We will start looking at marketing and stuff about getting. But if you watch our show and you see this thing and you think, oh God, there's that crazy fool again, spread the word. Yeah. Show somebody that look at this fool just bitching and moaning every week. It's funny. Whatever. Just answer the question in the comments. See if we can bring you on, talk about it. Whatever the case may be, just join the conversation. Spread the word. Some people watch.
Well, and before we go, give the audience the question again.
Well, I don't know next week's question yet. This week's question was, you can answer this week's question. We'll recap next week, but it was nostalgia. What does that mean to you? And has it gone too far? Have we is our generation used nostalgia so much that it's now a negative thing? That it's now an evil thing? That it's doing harm to people? I say yes. I say
Yeah.
it is doing harm to people. And it's not right. Don't be a hypocrite. Collect it if you can. Speak with your wallet. And kill Bunga. Bunga!
All right,
Folks,
everybody. And on
we'll have
that
to fill
note,
you guys in with a recap when it's all said and done. Today is July 4th. This is Bunga's first 4th of July. We're going to see how I will fill you in next week. We're starting to stream on Thursdays. That's why we're here on holiday with nobody here. Is trying to get into a regular feeling of what Thursdays are going to mean to us. I don't know why I have Thursdays in the brain, but Thursdays is just I want Thursdays to be my streaming day because it just felt right to me for some reason. Here we are. It's Thursday. Feels right.
We will be streaming at least once a week for now.
Yeah. Until things are. We are going to heat up with Wicked. At least for the beginning. Just see kind of where it takes us. To see kind of where it goes. But we're looking at doing that in August. I want kind of a 3-month kind of phase going into the first film. We're going to see what the first film does. If this first film flops and does, I'm not talking about the second film. You know, we are going to jump on the hype train to do whatever the hype train is because we love this. We love this creation so much. We love this show so much. I don't claim to be an expert on it. I don't claim to be an expert on Oz. I'm learning stuff as we go along about this franchise. We just want to talk about it.
Both of us just really love Broadway. That's the reason we want to talk about it.
That's a hot button issue. There's a lot of things that could go really, really wrong with this. And we want to be there to be part of the conversation. Yeah. And celebrate this music and celebrate these performances. Even though I can't stand that chick, I'm going to celebrate her. She's put a lot of love into this. We're talking about it.
Yep. We're gonna give her the benefit of the doubt.
Yeah, I actually am. I'm not going to be a hypocrite about it. I'm really going to go in there and be open-minded about her performance. It doesn't affect my view on her life. You know, see what happens. But that's not until August.
If she does well, we'll praise her for it.
If Cynthia Erivo falls on her face, we're going to say so. I don't expect that to happen, but I'm most curious about the split in movies, and we're going to see how that hurts or harm. You know, how's that? We'll see. I want to eat a green burger when it comes out, probably. Yeah, who knows? Oh, that's it. That's our show. Bye. Thanks for playing.
So on that note, we will see you guys next week.
See you later.
And everybody enjoy your 4th of July. Bye for now.
Bye.
Bye.
Mulan!